Today we're in the beautiful square of Cavendish Square in the very heart of London. It's literally moments away from Oxford Circus. But you know, when you walk through certain areas of London, I don't know if you do this wherever you go in the world, and you look at places and think, what's missing there? Or indeed, what was there before? Well, as you can see behind me, over there is a statue. Well, a statue plinth, but there's no statue on it. Why not? Well, today I thought I'd share with you what the true story is behind the missing statue of Cavendish Square. As ever, let me explain. In 1770, on this particular plinth, right now, was a statue of the Duke of Cumberland riding a horse. That's right. He was the third son of Queen Caroline and King George. And the reason being is he was seen as something of a hero, something to be celebrated, all of that sort of stuff. But the missing statue really does hold an amazing historical background. And as I often say here on the show, when you go around London, you kind of just take these things for granted and don't necessarily look into them. Statues, if you like, were the Instagram of their day, weren't they? If you wanted to know what somebody truly looked like, you needed to have a statue. Hence the reason in the 17th and 18th and into the early part of the 19th century, it was the only way that you got to see really what a hero looked like. They were celebrated, opened up to the public, and people could read exactly what they'd achieved. So what happened to the Duke of Cumberland? He was a major general during the Austrian War of Succession in the 1740s, and in 1745 was made commander-in-chief. Now that wasn't just British, that was Austrian and Dutch forces too. In 1745 he was chosen to lead the British force against the Jacobite uprising in Scotland, led by Prince Charles. Edward, the exiled Catholic son of King James, a claimant to the throne as he was known as the Young Pretender. The uprising culminated in the Battle of Culloden on the 16th of April 1746, where the Duke of Cumberland won a bloody and decisive victory over the Scots. Now, the empty plinth with the Duke of Cumberland, he sadly died in 1765, and in 1770, Lieutenant General William Strode, his former friend and colleague, commissioned a statue of the Duke for Cavendish Square. The Duke's sister, Princess Amelia, was of course living here at the time. The Goatlet Statue by John Sheree was placed facing towards Scotland. It was never really particularly liked by Londoners aesthetically, the Duke looking possibly too accurately rather corpulent for them. By 1768, the statue was falling into disrepair and was removed to be restored. Now, due to both the statue and the Duke's unpopularity, it was never replaced. But what happened to the original statue is not known, possibly melted down. And so it remained empty as it does today. Well, sort of, because in 2012, an artist decided to make a soap version of the original statue. And basically it was there left to erode in all weathers to show that time stands still for no man. And since that point, which is literally faded away to suds, nobody really knows what the Duke of Cumberland looks like unless you look online or indeed in history books. And so far today, no one's decided what to do with the empty plinth. Of course, his title and details still remain embedded on the stone. And for those that wish to pay the respects to seemingly a very heroic man, well, you're allowed to do that. But that truly, so far, is the mystery of the empty plinth of Cavendish Square. Neil Shawn in the very heart of Cavendish Square, London.